loves, hello. So I had to squeeze this in for today because a lot of you guys have been hitting me up. I do mean a lot, which I'm so excited about. Okay, let me see. Okay, hold on, I just want to put this on my page real quick and then we're gonna go for what we know, okay? I know that I have a considerable amount of influence, and because I do take it seriously. I do take it extremely seriously that people pay attention to the things that I say. So I'm going to start off talking about Bitcoin and other investments that I have mentioned to various ones of you guys, or posted about publicly, or spoken about recently on video. And I'm going to give you just the insight that I have, which I do want to make it clear. I am not a professional. I have not studied this long enough by any stretch of the imagination to be a professional, but I know enough about all of it for me to put my money into it and for me to make money doing it. And I want to make sure you have at least that amount of knowledge, okay? So over the weekend, well, today is Tuesday, so Sunday night, so all day Sunday and all day Tuesday, anybody who just started with crypto, you witnessed this. Shoom. And I'm talking about, it was like a ski slope. It ain't even a ski slope. That was like some base jumping. Okay, that motherfucker tanked. It went shoom, straight down. And a few people got extremely nervous, okay? And I don't blame you. Hell, I wouldn't even be hurting if I lost the money that I put into crypto, which is why I put it into crypto, because it wasn't something I needed. But even I was like, damn, is it going to bottom out? You know what I'm saying? Completely out? Where is this shit going to stop? So at first I was like waiting on it like double dutch. I'm like, oh, I'm finna buy me some. So I fool around. It hit this nice price. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I put $1,000 in on this and $1,000 in on that. And then 5 minutes later, it was even lower. I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit, right? I was like, man, if I had waited, I could have got that much more for my money. And so I'm sitting there now. I'm like sitting there like, should I buy now? Should I wait? Should I buy now? Should I wait? And then it'll go down, go back up, and go right back down. And I was like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Not sleeping, I'm just waiting on an opportunity because I want to buy as cheap as possible. See, the cheaper you buy, the name of the game in investments is buy cheap, sell high. Buy cheap, sell high, or buy cheap and hold. But whenever you sell, which is how you liquidate any investment, you have to sell to cash out. I have 2 homes and a commercial property, and I have land. In order for me to turn that into money, I have to sell it. But here's the thing. Some things is a short game. Some things are a long game. So let me explain something to you. When you are playing the market as an investor, as a trader, okay, you're playing a short game. And what that means is that your goal every day when you get up is to find something that you can buy at a price and flip it and sell it for more. In the case of cryptocurrency, you're looking for something that is low, but it's rising. So if I buy in at something at $1,000 a piece price point, and then it goes up to $1,500, for each one that I have, I just made $500, provided I sell it. If you put your money in crypto, it's going to move just like any other investment. Sometimes when I check my retirement account, I be like, ball. Okay, and sometimes I check my investment account for my retirement account with Fidelity, and I be like, oh my fucking God. What just happened? Like, did I just see $3,000 just come up and disappear? And it takes a little bit of getting used to, but you can do it because millions of people do. You're no exception. You just have to understand what you're doing. So with crypto and any other market, if you put your money in, you're going to see it move. And so you might have invested a mere $5,000. Shut the fuck up. And so If you invest $5,000, you might look one day and that $5,000 might be $5,200. You might look another day, it might be $6,800. It might be $10,500. And you might look another day and it might be $3,200. You got to understand that the money is based upon, because you purchased something. You didn't just set money in a bank account. You bought something. So if you buy this bowl, and when you buy it, it was $1,000, and they told you this bowl is worth $1,000, but then later on somebody else say, okay, actually this bowl is worth $5,000. Well, if you sell it right then, you just made $4,000. If you hold it and the next valuation say this bowl ain't worth but $3, well, you own a bowl. Understand that. You don't own the money anymore. There's a dollar value attached that you see, but that's not what you own. The money is not what you own. The bowl is what you own. Do that make sense? Because I want y'all to talk to me so I don't have to do this, again with 5 different people individually. So when you buy a stock, you're buying interest in a company. If you buy crypto, you're buying a coin or a blockchain, whatever the hell. You buying that thing. And that thing, the valuation of that thing is going to shift. It's going to shift. Now, the only way you lose money when you invest money, whether it's stock market or crypto or anything, is that if you buy something at a certain price point and you're intolerable of the change. This is what intolerable, you can't tolerate the shift. Is that I bought this thing at $1,000 plus that $1,000 was money that I was looking to flip because I need to use it, right? So I bought this thing at $1,000 and I didn't sit here and watch the value of it come all the way down to 800, then down to 7, then down to 6, and then down to 5. And then you get scared and lose your nerve, or you could possibly get a tip. Somebody might give you a tip and say, they supposed to bottom this out and this is the end of this. It's never going to go back up. Then you cash out. Wherever you cash out at 300, 400, 500, you lost some money, yes. But always you ain't got to cash out. Do y'all know that right after I first bought my first Tesla stock, it dipped before it went up. It dipped. And I was like, what? Tesla dipping? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? But now I look at Tesla and different ones of my stocks and they go up and down. I be like, shit, I own a piece of Tesla. That's all I know. I own a piece of Tesla. I own a piece of Facebook. I own a piece of Amazon. I own a piece of AT&T. I own a piece of Verizon. I own a piece of these companies. I own a piece of Pfizer and Moderna. I ain't splitting no interest. I want all of it, right? And whatever they do, I'm invested. I'm in this bitch for the long haul. The long game is when you hold something and give it time to create value. So if you got into cryptocurrency in 2017 or 2016 or any of those prior years, if you got into it then and you start buying Bitcoin specifically, and you held that mug until now, until here recently when it actually crossed over the $40,000 per coin number, and you bought it at a few $1,000s, a couple $1,000s, then you made some fucking money over the long haul. You cannot, if you can't tolerate seeing those numbers change without your nerves getting bad, you don't need to look at it. In the case of a person who cannot stand to see what was $10,000, say $4,200, then what you want to do is invest it and forget about it. You're not meant to watch the market every day or watch pot never boils in the first place. Those who typically watch are people who are typically in it because they want to trade. Now, my son is a trader. Rico is a trader. James is a trader. They make trades. And so what does that look like? That looks like this. I own X, Y, Z, Z, and Z. These are all the stock I own, or these are all the cryptocurrencies I own. And this one right here has been solid at this space for a long period of time, or it's starting to dip a little bit. Meanwhile, this one is trending up, not spiking up. Trending up is different from spiking up. So something can go from a dollar, $150. That's a spike. You can't trust a spike. On the other hand, some can be a dollar, $1.05, $1.10, $1.50, $2, $2.10, $2.15, $2.19, $2.20, $3, $3.10. That's a trend up. That's a little bit more of something you can trust, okay? And I'm using real world examples so you can kind of see how to make your decision. So then if you see something trending up and you see something else not moving at all, getting no activity or possibly dipping, you can take the money out of that and convert it into this thing that's trending up as it's trending up. Here's the thing, and you got to understand this, and I think this is something that goes into mysticism too, and I want to make this real clear. There are no guarantees at all in life. Can't nobody guarantee your money in any market. Any. I'm investing in real estate. I'll do it. If you guarantee me I can't lose my money, you ain't meant to be an investor if you need guarantees. When I first started, because you know, a bitch like me got a little bit of an ego and a little bit more than a little bit, right? Just a little bit more than a little bit. So when I first started teaching certain things, in my mind, because I was working that shit and it was like boom, 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 still just like it is today. It's like when I get in that flow, it's whatever I say it's going to be. It's boom. I just been like that for a minute now. So when I say I'm going to teach this shit, and I guarantee you that this shit going to work for you, yada, 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 yada. And you know, in my mind, I felt like I could really make a guarantee like that. But no. Because number one, I can teach you everything that I know and it not work for you because you are not me. You don't feel the same way about it as I feel. You don't activate it in your life the way I do. So there are no guarantees. I did this short course called Get Money. It was like $555. And I think everybody was expecting for me to sit down and give them a playbook, play by play, like, hey, do this. Okay, come back, show me that you did it. All right, now do this. Now come back and show me that you did it. Now I ain't got time for that. If you got to have that much hand-holding, you ain't ready to be wealthy. How the fuck are you going to manage millions if you need somebody to hold your hand just like that? You don't need that. You need to be set free. The reason why you're poor or struggling and barely making it, or sick or lonely and barely making it, or whatever state you find yourself in, is because you need too many people all the time and you don't have no freedom inside of yourself just to be shit. How you going to be, right? To take charge of your own fucking life. It ain't nobody else's job. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is how petty it could be. Because I'm spoiled. And I don't intend not to be spoiled ever for the rest of my life. I deserve to be spoiled for this life, the next one, and all the rest that's coming. I'm just telling you right now. So my cat got up and cut up him some apples. Now, normally, he cut up me some apples. And, you know, he got his own place. This is kind of embarrassing, but hell, it is what it is. He got his own place. I got my own place. But he over here, he done bought a bag of apples and everything. I'm like, oh, he went and got apples, cool. And then he comes in there and he takes the strawberries out the refrigerator. I'm like, oh, okay. And in my mind, I just know I'm supposed to get some apples and some strawberries. And this nigga made him a bowl of fruit and walked off. And I looked around, I'm like, where the fuck is my fruit? You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, you must be going home in a little bit. Shit, I meant that shit. I meant that shit with everything in me. You must be on your way to the house, motherfucker. You ain't supposed to be over here eating fruit right in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cut my fruit up and bring it to me. But the reality is, it ain't his job to put food in my mouth. And you know what I'm saying? It's just not, it really ain't. It really ain't. He shouldn't start shit, but it really ain't. And some of you are like that. You'll be right here in the kitchen, and you want another motherfucker to fix your plate, and you want them to just serve it to you on a silver platter. You want them to pick up the spoon, pick up the fork, and stand there and tend to you like you're a newborn. You cannot prosper like that, because nobody has the time to give you the attention that you're not going to give you, plus do it for themselves. Did you catch that? They don't have time. So even when I did get money, I gave them the game. It was 3 steps. It ain't hard. It was like boom, boom, and boom. And here's the thing. You can tweak these steps all day long, but these are the steps. If you want to get money, you got to sell something. I ain't talking about vagina, okay? I'm saying for real. Well, I mean, that works too. But I'm saying with your sales, with your business, it's like, where's your bundles? Where's your this? Where's your that? What does this look like? Hit them price points. Play with the price points. Some things are going to sell at $75. Some shit ain't. And just because the first time you launch it and three people pay $75 for it, don't mean that that's a banging ass price point. And the way you find it out when you are up too high and too low, and I went through that whole thing, right? And some of them, they got that shit and they went right on with it and they was like, damn, I am making damn near 5 figures a month. It's like, because that's what it was all about, get money, how to build yourself to a 5-figure per month income. And I'm going to do another one to bring you into a 6-figure income. But what I learned was that if you don't make things seem complex, people will blame you when the shit don't work. If you make it too simple, they blame you. If you make it too complex, they blame you. Because people will not take responsibility for themselves. Everything that I got, going back to investments, everything that I've spent money on, because I don't have a lot of liquidity with my wealth. I have some wealth, please fucking believe me, but not liquid, because what's liquid will get spent. And it's not that I have a spending problem, because I don't. Because I mean, I got all of my ducks in a row, but I like to shop. I love to shop. I love getting boxes. I love things. All the things that you can imagine, right? And so, only thing that I keep liquid is that which is for me. Everything else is positioned to protect my wealth because I waited too long and worked too hard to secure it. You cannot take chances with your light bill money and be mad at the market. Bitcoin, and I want to say this clearly. Bitcoin is not a scam. It's not a scheme. It's not a hustle. Well, everything is a hustle, but it ain't a you getting hustled. It's people are going to have their opinions about things because that's what we do. Do y'all remember? I know y'all probably fucking remember this. So I was trying to find something about that size. They used to have cell phones that was like this, man. And so you be talking on the phone like this. It's just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And it was like we couldn't wait for them to shrink them mugs down. Do y'all remember that? So when people started talking about bigger phones, it's just like, I like my little phone. You know, the mug's so little that you could be looking for it in a crowd on a crowded table and miss it. Little bitty chirp things. Then they started making them bigger and then bigger. And then bigger. And you remember when we used to think if you had a flip phone, you had it all. It's like, oh, her phone flipped. You know what I'm saying? Did you just close your phone up, bitch? Everybody wanted what was that? BlackBerry. Y'all remember that BlackBerry now so out of date? It's just like, don't nobody even mention BlackBerry. But if you had a little pen with your phone and you had some buttons on there, you was everything. Didn't nobody want this shit. Not then. It's just like, but it don't do nothing. It don't fold. It ain't tiny. It ain't got no buttons. I don't want that. Because it takes a minute to condition people to open up to the next wave of things. That's just what it is. And so you smooth them right on into where you want them to be. And then you get a few people to say, yeah, that's exactly where you want to be. And then you be like, well, I'll give it a try. And you slowly remove other options as you're putting in the option you want people to have. And then the next thing you know, this is everything. Now, let somebody walk up with a damn flip phone. It's like, then they, hello, it's like, did she just open up? Oh my God, her with this old box Chevy ass phone. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all kind of stuff to think. It's like, I think that's a crackhead. Ain't no real person just walking around here with no damn phone with a little flip thing to it. Because that's how we are. Having said that, you can't listen to other people who ain't got shit going for themselves when they start attacking the moves you're making. If you're weak to people's opinions, keep your moves to your motherfucking self. Do you hear me? If you are moved by other people's thought process about stuff. See, I'm going to tell you something. I did this My Econ. It's a network marketing company. I had never done it before outside of Avon, right? And my friend purchased the business for me, and I was gonna honor that. So I started learning my Econ, but I wasn't really just moved. But I was like, I'm gonna dedicate myself to learning and trying. I made a couple of posts, got a few people signed up, and then a few more people. Some people started buying the coffee. I had got the coffee. I wanted to try it myself. I enjoyed the coffee. I said that. A few more people bought the coffee. I got a check. I was like, oh shit, $25. Then another check was like $28, $29. Like, oh, well, they actually do pay you. So once I knew that they would pay me and the check was going to clear the bank, it was like, oh shit, let me see how else I can twerk this thing and make some money. First time I made a $1,000 bonus check, couldn't nobody tell me shit from that point on. Was it the easiest check I ever made? No. Was it the hardest? No. Was it a hustle? Yes. Did I get hustled or have to hustle somebody else? No. What does the word scam mean to you? Let me explain this to y'all. I'm gonna set you free. Y'all listen to this live and y'all pay attention. Y'all should tag y'all friends too, but y'all pay attention to this live. You'll be ready to be a millionaire. You got to really put this stuff in action, but I'm about to help you out with something. I had talked to a cousin of mine. She was talking about how she was having some difficulty making extra money. This is why I was in my Econ. And I said, well, why don't you try my Econ? Because you got a lot of followers. And she was like, girl, I'm not going to help nobody be making money. Because that's all they do. They just want to pull you in and make money off of you. Everybody is making money off of you, including your government. That brand called a Social Security number, those things called census, because of all of that, they making money off of you. And why do you care who else makes money off you if you've already worked a job 10 years? What did you think? That they paying you everything that you potentially bring in to them? No, they don't. Do you know that the few friends or associates, I'm going to be honest, the few associates that I've had to walk away from me since I've been successful are people who was too busy counting my pockets like they have a right to anything that's in these motherfuckers. No, you don't. You don't. It ain't your business how much I make, but I'll blatantly say exactly what I make, because what are you going to do? You can't take it from me. You can't guilt me into shit. I give people what I want them to have when I fucking want them to have it. I don't owe nobody nothing. All my debts are paid, right? But that's what people do. They start counting other people's pockets. Anybody who joined cryptocurrency before your ass are making more money than you. Why? Because they got, or if they got some sense, they got way more of everything than you got. I was talking shit, but I'll probably never catch up to James or my son because they've been in it so much longer. When Tario was talking about how many lumens and something else he had, I was just like, because at the price it is now, a bitch would have to spend a couple $100,000 to have as many as he got, because he got it when it was super cheap. It ain't about you being there where the companies are. It's companies who done bought millions of Bitcoin and they are holding them. So what if they make more? Are you making something? When I went into crypto, I had a plan and a goal. I'm not fucking with Bitcoin that much. I got a little bit. I got enough to have some Satoshis, because if they fuck around and end $1 and I need Satoshis, I'll have some. But my game ain't Bitcoin. My game is all these other altcoins. Because it's all about flipping my money. I want my money to work harder than it does in a bank account. Same thing with all these properties. One day I might say I done had enough. I ain't reading shit. Nobody. I ain't doing it no more. And in fact, I don't want to make another candle. I don't want to make another oil. But if I do that, am I going to be okay? So I have land and I have plans to move into agricultural farming, to be an investor. I ain't farming shit. I'm just saying. To move into commercial properties, all kind of stuff. Rentals, flipping, houses. I'm getting training now to do all of that. The other day, my son made a trade that ended up bringing him in, what, $20,000. He took some money out of this, put it all in here. This was trending up, and at the right time, he turned around, he sold and repurchased when it went back down. That's how a lot of people do in crypto and in everything else. When it gets up high, and that's the thing, you can't be a greedy ass person. And that goes back to what I was saying. Greedy people think that everything they do, they ought to get everything from it. Now I'm gonna bring it home. Greedy people, they the same way in bed. Have any of y'all ever slept with somebody who you could tell that their only mission was to get theirs off? It don't take you long to know either. I mean, from the very first thing to the last thing, it is really all about them. People like that, get your ass off me. It's like, but wait, no, it ain't no wait. I don't want you. Turn me off. I don't want you. Get off me. Don't kiss me. Don't touch me. It's the wrong energy. And so it's the same way. Selfish in bed, selfish with money, selfish with just caring about people, just selfish. If somebody can make some money off something that I'm doing, as long as it ain't coming out of my pocket, more power to you. So with crypto, I had a plan. And I put down in my mind exactly when I would want to cash out. And I'm not going to cash out until I hit that number, because I know the number is going to come. And when that number comes, I'm going to cash out regardless of what the fuck else is going on. And even if I miss twice as much, okay? Even if I miss twice as much as what I actually had just pulled out, when it go back down, we start the process all over again. I sold all of my Ethereum during the tanking before it got to the place where I bought it. And I waited. And when it got to a certain place, I was like, oh shit, about to buy back some Ethereum. Because now, where I had maybe 7 Ethereum, then now I got 10. Same price, plus put a little couple extra dollars in something else. You can play with it like that if you want to. What you need to realize, though, is this is you taking charge of your money and your wealth. You're not playing with the necessities, you're playing with the extra. If you think you don't have extra, I want you to go through your house and look at how much shit is in your house that you no longer use. I give my wigs away all the time after a few wears, and some of them I don't. Some of them end up in a drawer and I just happen to find it. People be like, oh, that's a pretty new wig, and I had it 3 years. I wore it once, twice, put it up, and just didn't think about it no more. But I think about all the money I've spent on wigs, all the money that I've spent on lip gloss, all of the money that I spend on clothes, all the money that I spend eating out. That's extra. You don't have to have $40,000 to buy Bitcoin. With what you have, starting at like, say, $50. I got a link on this live that you can sign up, and once you invest $100, then you get $10. Of course, I get $10 too, but you get $10 of Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin, no matter what else you're investing in. So once you start investing, you can start at 50. You buy a few of these, a few of those, a few of these, and you wait. I got some stuff that I only put $50 in because one thing, it was real cheap. And another thing, I don't know nothing about it, but it was there and it was real cheap and it felt right, so I bought it. If it go down to 0 and that $50 is gone, I don't care. Okay, it's 50 goddamn dollars. I just gave away a whole fucking car on Christmas. I am not tripping over $50. Release your need for money. Love it, don't need it. Appreciate it, don't need it. Don't fear it. Don't covet it, welcome it. Did y'all just understand what I said when I said that? You don't fear it. You don't need it. You don't covet it. You don't worship it. You love it, appreciate it, welcome it. You don't suffocate your money. You give it freedom. I'm going to tell y'all, I ain't going to lie, and I feel this way, and I know there's some prideful shit to say because it was going to pull back anyway. But I was sitting there, I wanted to buy this and I wanted to buy that, and I was like, oh, Spirit, I need this market to go down. I hate to say that because I know a lot of people got a lot of shit that's invested. They'll be all right because it's coming back up, but I need all this shit to go down. I said that shit, and a few hours later, it all started going down. I probably wasn't the only one saying that. That could be it too, but I claim that as my proof of power. When I got on there and I started seeing all that shit starting to sink, I was like, man, I was like, y'all love me for real, don't you? I love y'all back. That's how it was. Because for me, down mean I can buy more. Up mean I can cash out. Do not be afraid to take chances. All investments are chances. Even investments of love and time, you're taking a chance. Everybody that you've ever taught or took care of or gave a ride to or did nice things for, all them people didn't do what they were supposed to do towards you or by you or period. Everybody you ever trusted with a secret didn't keep it. It's always chances. It's sad that a lot of us don't see it unless it involves a dollar sign. Invest in the market. Yeah, everybody. Everybody ought to get in. Not because I'm afraid that the dollar gonna disappear tomorrow. I don't get into conspiracy theories. If I gotta use fear to sell you something, I ain't even want to sell it. I mean, eventually something gotta happen with the dollar. It literally is losing value. I mean, you know, after a while we're gonna be like the peso. Ain't worth shit, really, right? But it ain't that reason why I tell you to do it. I'm telling you to do it because you are not going to ever work long and hard enough. And that's the only thing you're doing to be financially comfortable. Because your time and attention will always be required for your money. And you need sources of income in which your time and your attention are not required. Beach money. That's where that terminology came from. Okay? Are you going to lose some or are you going to witness some dips? You will. You will. But think about this. Some of you have had businesses now for a while. There's times where you make a post and you might sell $10, $12, $20,000 worth of stuff. And there's other times where you post and beg and plead and hey, you know, this shit damn near free and you can't give away 5 of them. That's a dip. If you survive that kind of dip, you can survive any kind of dip. It's times where, you know, when you first meet your man, everywhere you move, his eyes on your ass, and he just want to hug you, and he just want to kiss you, and he just want to take you somewhere. And then sometimes, after a while, you know, you walk through, you ain't got on nothing. The nigga don't even look up from his phone. It's like, that's a dip. If you can take that, you can take a dip in your money. Okay? It's a dip. It's just life. Life is all about polarities, the swing of polarity. Okay? You'll be all right. Stop getting scared of everything. Oh, I don't know if it's going to recover. If you just tell me it will, then I'll know that it will. I like that you trust me like that, and yet at the same time, that's the most annoying thing. Let me just tell you this. I ain't took my money out. Now, you make a decision for yourself. Don't give me that kind of power in your life and make me that kind of responsible. I don't like that. Because if you'll give it to me, you'll give it to anybody. I really feel that way. A lot of y'all don't know me well enough to be just giving me that kind of power in your life. You just met me and ain't met me. You just see me on Facebook. You know, I'm a trustworthy ass bitch, right? But how do you know that? Now, some of you, I granted, you really can't read good energy, okay? But some of you, I'm just one in a long line of folks that you've been hoping and praying would take care of you and tell you everything you need to know and mom you and all that shit. And it's just like, that's sickening to me. You don't get your old gray ass up off your ass and mama yourself, heal that child. You ain't no child no more. Sitting around here expecting somebody else to be for you what you are now supposed to be for yourself. Do your own fucking research. You might see something I missed. You might see something James missed. James is good. He got millions of dollars in his portfolio to prove it. Tario is good. Rico is good. But they ain't all fucking knowing. They not the El Shaddai of investments. You might see something that none of them saw and be able to make a move that none of them would have ever thought to make and turn that shit into gold. Do your own due diligence. And don't try to use this as a get-rich-quick scheme. So much so that you invest in shit and then you want to come crying to me because your car note ain't paid. I'm going to be like, well, I hope you enjoy the bus, and I hope that every day that you ride it, you think about what you did so that you won't do it again. I love y'all. I just wanted to give you guys that because a lot of people have been hitting me up. I think that damn tank scared everybody. Hell, I was even wide-eyed. Like, I don't know how far this gonna go. Because at first I was excited, but it kept going and kept going. I was just like, oh, but I did rack up. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I was like, ooh, I'm supposed to get all this shit. This me. This is makeup season, you know. But yeah, I don't foresee. The reason why I tell people to do Coinbase, actually is not even the $10. It is because they vet the coins that they put on Coinbase so well. It's really, really hard to get a coin listed on Coinbase. They really are diligent. They're one of the largest. They really are diligent. But they don't offer a lot of stuff that say Crypterium and KuCoin and some of those other ones offer. And it's okay to have multiple places where you're buying, especially if you want to get some things that you can't get on Coinbase. But if you are new, Coinbase is the best place to start. I can't tell y'all what's the best wallet, okay? That's some stuff you could talk to James Davis about. You can talk to Crypto Suave, which is Rico. And they can probably guide y'all toward different wallets and stuff like that. I do want to make you guys aware, though, that however you set your wallet up, you cannot forget it. If you forget how to get into your wallet, those coins are forever lost. Nobody can retrieve them. The money is just forever lost, okay? So whether you want to write it down or put it in something, and another thing is this. If you got a substantial cryptocurrency portfolio, or even a small one, hell, because a small one can become substantial, you need to, some kind of way, add that into your will, the access codes, because right now the market doesn't have any kind of contingency for death and passing it on. They are working on it, I heard, but right at this moment they don't have it. So if you're an older person, or if you're a highly active person, just period, if you're going to make this something that is really a part of your wealth plan, take a moment and make it a part of your will, your last will and testament, or some kind of way. Make sure that somebody in your family can benefit from what you have invested, rather than it being lost. Okay, and I think that was pretty much it. Oh, also, last thing, I put Get Money on sale today because I've been playing that market and everything, and I've been really winning and able to pull money out, and I've been doing some other things. I've been doing a lot of shit and making money, and I have used Get Money ever since I created it because it's one of those things that I put kind of like everything into. It's just like we finna go all the way in. Everything that you can imagine to pull money into your life, this is it. This is it. So Get Money is on sale for $10.10 per candle, which is a savings of like $8.78 per candle. We also have a lot of the other candles back in stock. So if you've been trying to buy certain ones and you've been getting that out of stock, this is a good time to try that out. And furthermore, we're getting ready to release some rituals. So I will be ritualing this week, so y'all kind of stay alert. I will be announcing our first ritual of the year very soon. All right, guys, I gotta go. Know that you are loved. I hope that you were able to really and truly receive what I said. I know sometimes I feel like I even sound like somebody old grandma always fussing about people taking responsibility for themselves. But if you've been through what I've been through, and if you've seen what I've seen, then you know there ain't no other way to live. Everything else is so dangerous. Some people get lucky, and some people get lucky only for a little while. But anybody who have been through anything will tell you living at the mercy of others and needing other people to think and research and make decisions for you, that shit can ruin you. You deserve better. So show up and get yourself better. Okay? Bye, y'all.